Hey there guys, how's it going? Dexstar here, and you know what? I decided I wasn't even going to do a fill with that because it sounds so cool on its own. The hand pattern for this is so simple, but the kick pattern and where they're placed creates its own kind of melody and rhythm, and it's very interesting. But let me explain what's going on. The hand pattern on its own is simply this. We're playing 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and snare drum on beats 2 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3, 4. So that's all that's happening with the hands. So really, really simple, and it's... Sorry, I'm a bit gross today. Hay fever still. Just British weather, man. So we're not used to this hot weather. Just crazy. Anyway, back to it. But the snare drum on the back beat, but it's where the bass drums go. That's what's going to make this interesting. This is the cool thing. So we're going to be playing what I've called a 7-group kick override, because the bass drum's playing the accents of a odd resolution that we call the group of 7. So basically, we're thinking of it like this. We're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2. And what that is, 7, 7, 2, that adds up to 16 notes. I'm getting a bit complicated here, but it's but basically, we have 16 notes in a bar if we're counting in 16th notes, and we're splitting it into 7s, and the way to do that is a group of 7, a group of 7, and a group of 2. If you check out my course on fill resolutions, basically, it's this kind of thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2. We're fitting two groups of 7 and a group of 2. But what we're doing is I'm taking the accents from that. Ba 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 ba. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2. And I'm doing it on the kick. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's the rhythm. So we're taking that rhythm just there, and I'm applying it within this groove. So keeping the hand pattern the same, and it just shows how musical you can make a groove just by applying some funky rhythms on the bass drum. But then there's the technical side of being able to pull that off, because I know you guys are probably more into the technical side rather than the theory side. But if you are into the theory side, check out my course. But the kind of physical side of pulling this off, let me go into that. We're going to be playing this. We've got bass drum and hi-hat together, bass drum and hi-hat together, then all 3, snare drum, hi-hat, and bass drum all at the same time. So we've got 1, 2. So these first 3 beats are on, or these first 3 bass drums are kind of on the beat. But then the next 3 bass drums, you can see it in between the hi-hats. So where it's off the beat, so you've got 1, bum, 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 bum. And you've got that alternation, hat, kick, which is kind of tricky. So again, first 3 beats, kick and hat, all 3 together. And then we're going to have hat, kick, hat, kick, hat, kick. Awkward. And then we're going to have snare and hi-hat at the end, followed by another kick and a hi-hat. So anyway, I've gone into a lot of theory there, probably over-explained it, but it's good stuff. Now, putting this together, probably the most tricky kind of physical side of pulling this off is the hat kick thing, and trying to get that alternation between the hi-hat and the bass drum. Now, I talk about that little nugget quite a lot on the courses, because it's something that really kind of takes you from one level of drumming to the next level, being able to separate your right hand and your right foot. I actually talk about it in the Advanced Fills 1 course, where I'm talking about kind of getting us ready for some kind of complicated linear fills. And also in the bass drum bootcamp, I talk quite heavily about that kind of separation just there, just because it's so kind of crucial to our playing, and there's a whole load of exercises there that help you develop that. But within here, if you're struggling with this, maybe that's something you need to look into, trying to separate those limbs out, because your brain wants to play them at the same time. But separating them out does take a little bit of work. Anyway, putting it together, 1, 2, 3, and then hat, kick, snare and hat, bass and hat. So you can split it into 3. First part, kick, snare and kick, hat, kick, and then snare, kick. And then you start getting the musical side. So again, the music, the art form of it starts coming later. At the start, it's all to do with just trying to kind of line those notes up in the right place, and it doesn't feel musical at all, but you've got to go through that to get to the musical special side. So anyway, I'm going to do a short solo now, demonstrating this in a few different ways. I'll do a few of the kind of groups of 7 odd resolutions as well. And again, this is the thing, I always say this, you don't just learn a groove, you want to learn the groove, and then be able to get out of the groove, do something different, and get back to the groove. It's the entrance and the exit. That's where people lose it, and that's why people don't do this when they're playing in a band or with a song. I can play that groove, but why can't I do it right now? And it's because you've not learned how to get into it from something else. Anyway, solo time. And there you have it, guys. So have some fun with that. Please subscribe, check out the channel membership stuff. Have a wonderful week, and I'll see you soon.